Hey Bulldogs, it's Mr. Rivera, and April is Autism Acceptance Month. And we have Hillary from the district, and she's going to talk to us about autism and how we could support our kids that have autism. So can you tell our audience and the students what autism is?
Hi, everybody. Yes, autism is a neurobiological difference of the brain. For students, many of them live around you and are in your school district, and it just means their brain works a little differently than your own.
Yes. So how would a student support a student that is autistic or who's on the spectrum?
Absolutely. I think the most important thing that we can do for the people around us is to be supportive. I mean, what does that look like? It means that don't think about the label of the person in front of you or the behaviors that they're exhibiting as a way to assign value to them as a human being. Instead, what that means is see that person as someone in that moment who might be experiencing a difficulty or having a hard time making friends or whatever you might see, and see them as someone who needs something, who's missing something, whether that's a support or an environmental factor or something in the classroom, and think about ways that, and you know, the responsibility is not just on you as students, it's on the classroom and on the teachers and on the district, but as a student, think about ways that you can see your peers and support them in ways that matter to them. So that could be someone in your room is having a tough time and you don't know if they're autistic or not, but maybe you just say to your colleagues and friends around you, instead of something denigrating, something like, hey, he's really having a tough time, why don't we do this over here? And just give them some space. Or if you see a student having a meltdown outside from one of our more difficult clients or kids in the classrooms, you could just give them some space and maybe not stare at them, because that can make things really uncomfortable. You can also ask questions of your teachers. You can ask if you know someone in your class is autistic. A lot of people in the autistic community, a lot like many people with disabilities, really appreciate people asking and being curious about what their needs are. So if you have someone in your room who uses a wheelchair and maybe they would like for you to prop the door open for them because it's not an automatic door, somebody with autism might have a great idea for you of something you could do, like something as simple as, when you tap your pencil, it overwhelms me and it's really helpful if you don't do that. So if we are just curious about that and ask our peers whether or not we know they have a diagnosis, just be caring for one another, and find ways to be helpful to the people around us. I mean, that's what a family is, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing as a family. So when I see a person, when I come into work in Mount Vernon School District, I just see a person in front of me. They don't have a label. They don't have a value assigned to them. And most of the time I see someone who is struggling, and all I'm trying to do is help them have less of a struggle. So if that's how we approach any situation with our peers, I think we can win. That's how we can win at being a good friend and being a good member of our society.
And that's how we win, Bulldogs. This is all about empathy, right? All about empathy, loving, and caring. And that's what the Bulldog family is all about. And that everybody has a seat at the table. And that's what our videos are all about. So I want to thank Hillary for giving us so much information today. But there'll be information on the link below. And Hillary, you have to say, go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.